Yeah. Are we live? Oh, I think we are. Gonna get some Deadlands goodness going on tonight. Anyway, we're gonna try to get some Deadlands goodness. Hop on over there.
Good enough.
Yeah. Whoa, ride 'em, cowboy. Yeehaw.
Hola.
Is that an intro? Does that work? Maybe for the show? Yeah, that's right, Gary. All righty. I got to get some better music.
Let's see.
All right, tables up. Hop, y'all.
Let me connect.
Mar and crew, were they going to join us? Roberto.
Yeah,
They're
they
probably
did say
gonna
they're
pop in
good to
last
go.
minute.
They're usually like that.
Yeah, they're playing something. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what's this? I've never seen this tabletop before.
It's strange, isn't it?
Oh man, I gotta move the tower around. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious!
it's everywhere. See, you gotta have the right in the background. Skeleton cowboys. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, this is gonna be. We're gonna go down some really weird roads with this.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, Duff is definitely going to.
Once I get
lose
comfortable
his
with
mind.
it, yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
Hey, there's Mr. Marr.
All right.
Hello.
Our lawyer is here.
The lawyer.
He knows the rules already better than me. There's no doubt about that.
That's his specialty.
Exactly.
I have questions and clarifications for my character. So,
well, Derson's here, so he's going to be the overseer. Keep me in line.
the overseer.
Yeah, awesome. I'm just offering to help with rule crap.
You'll do what you're told, Corey. Oh boy, that's gonna reach in it. You just click. All right, tables up.
What's your? I don't know if I've connected to you. I don't really need to,
but you can if you want to. Here, let me put the 1 second. Let me get the that in chat for you.
I feel like it's been so long since I hopped in.
I know. True.
I feel the same way.
All right.
Need to open these modules.
Oh, that I gotta do too.
Oh,
Thanks for the reminder.
All three of them.
Boy, there's not much. Corey, here's the. Look at this.
I can see the channel.
Yeah, if you want the table, though. If you wanted to hop in to see the table. I don't know.
No. I can see where you posted it in the channel.
Oh, that's right. You're a mod. Okay. Hey, man, stop busting my chops.
I do it
You
enough for you.
started it.
I know. Exactly. Man, just get in line. Because I have a giant cup of I don't give a shit. You see.
At least not for about another 3 minutes when we go live.
We're already live, baby.
Oh, are we?
Baby. I came on with the guns ablazing. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, snap.
It's going to be sad. Yes, it is.
I'm just hoping that nobody I know that has seen anything on Facebook about today comes on and busts my ball.
Pinnacle's going to go, oh no, when they see this. What have we... Did it really have to happen to us? Please don't tweet about our new stuff until after we've got it all out.
You mean I sat through 6:35 for this?
Yes, you did. All right. Well, we got at least 4. I don't think Jack.
Well, went to get a drink or whatever.
Okay,
He'll be right.
That's fine. Hadn't heard from Banjo Jacklish. I need to PM him again. I figured I'll get with him shortly after the first of the year. Get him in line.
Poor thing must be busy.
Yeah, hopefully we won't lose him unless something just really bad happens.
It does say that he's online in Discord, just like in the idle.
Yeah, I see him in idle. Yeah.
Yeah, but my phone's connected and it always shows that for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't worried about it. Get on, have some fun here. Go over some stuff. Explain a few things to the dumb DM.
Well, I guess the biggest question I had is, are you guys going to do Adventure Edition or Deluxe?
I don't know what the difference is.
Good question, Amai. Good question. That's up to, well, I mean, Corey, I really think it boils down to the comfort level for me of knowing the difference between the two when I don't have, I mean, we got the PDFs right now, but they still edit it, you know, they're still revising them all the time. And I'm tempted just to stay, I mean, is it going to be that big of a huge deal and change?
Yes.
Why can't you just say no?
It's about the difference between 3.0 and 3.5.
Either one of them, so try again.
Oh, so yeah, that's there's quite a bit of a difference between 3.0 and 3.5.
You know, everything's backwards compatible, but the thing that I will say is remaking characters into the new thing, you're going to lose some things, you're going to gain some things. So it depends on what type of character you make. It may not necessarily be the same in the new edition. Now, with some tweaking, you can get it close, but
then we stay with what's released right now. Keep everybody on the same page. Then look at once they release everything in Fantasy Grounds, we can drop stuff, and if I have to tweak and move over, we can at a plot point or something like that. You know, where things may, you know, take a turn into the macabre or something like that. I don't know if I really want to start off on it all, and I don't have it all in front of me right now.
Now,
why are you making it difficult for me?
I would recommend one thing they do.
Oh boy, yes.
And that's the skills. Just give everyone, you know, the 4 core skills at D4, then 15 skill points.
Say that again. The 4 D4 across the.
There's 4 core skills: persuasion, stealth.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
Common knowledge. I'll have to look at it real quick, but you start with those as a D4. Everyone gets it, and then you get your normal skill points to build onto it.
15 from there. That's cool. Okay.
And there's Krukesh.
Okay.
I mean, hey.
Hello.
They do 12, but Deadlands has a couple extra skills, and you're not condensing a bunch of skills, so 15 would be about fair, is what most people.
15 points, right? What you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
For skills, yeah.
Yeah. For each D. Okay. For each dice. Okay. Okay. Fine. All right. So we're sharing a chat before we. I mean, now. Did all of it? I don't know. I know I think Dog. Did y'all watch Corey's intro little deal the other night?
There.
Oh, you were there. I don't remember, man.
We were a part of it.
And okay, I was just stalking in the background. Oh, and then Mark, you guys were watching. I think y'all were watching. Were there some? So let's talk just kind of general questions and all that. Rules now, Mark. I know you have a double-barrel, double-fisted shotgun bonanza.
I'm not going to be playing that character after all, but that is still a good question I have because it's really hard to find clarifications in this one. But the difference between the sawed-off shotgun and the regular shotgun, the only difference is the sawed-off shotgun basically has a 2-tile optimal range, which means if somebody steps forward one, you can't use anymore because it's still classified as a two-hander, but it's basically got a point-blank range. So I was reading up a lot of the GMs are ruling it as a one-handed weapon like the pistols, where it will go against somebody's parry, but you can still actually use it point-blank. If not, why would you ever use the shorter range shotgun if it has all the same stats as the regular shotgun and all the same negatives?
realistically, it's just a matter of flavor, unless you pistol grip it.
But that's not. It's not listed as an option. So is it that an option? Because it literally just is labeled like a 2-handed shotgun still. But instead of having 4 tiles as its optimal range, it only has.
So it is an option in other settings. I don't see what the difference would be for. I mean, they could put a pistol grip on a shotgun back in the Old West. I would think.
No, they never. No, for a double barrel, you mean, or just or sawed off? It was just sawed off. It wasn't pistol gripped.
Yeah, it's just listed as a. Well, they label it as a scatter gun in here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a greener. That's what it's called. It's a double barrel side by side short barrel. But the question is, with being, I think the real question is if someone came inside your one square, you're saying you can't. The rules are saying you can't use it anymore.
Yes, because it's all 2-handed ranged weapons you can't use when somebody's in close combat. The only ranged weapons that can do that apparently are one-handers, which are your pick. But its optimal range is only 2 squares. So if somebody takes a step forward, suddenly you can't use that gun anymore.
But then I guess the flip side of that is if you were two-fisting them or two-handing, you had one in each hand, and they're both a double barrel.
Oh, actually, in this one, it's actually even smaller. It's literally, that's weird. The one I downloaded had it as a 12-foot range, and all the other guns were 24, or the shotguns were 24 for their default. This one's literally, that's 6, which is 1 tile.
Yeah.
No. So 12 foot means that's 12 squares.
Okay, so it is actually full 12, because they were reading it like each square was 6, and...
Yeah, see, that's Savage Worlds uses a 1 inch per, not 5 feet. That's 1 inch on table.
Okay, well that makes it much different.
That
Because the
changed.
way I was reading the rules in the one and the other one, the template looks much different. It actually says 6 feet or whatever, or 12 feet or whatever. So that's 6 tiles, and yeah, that wouldn't be an issue. It was the other way I was reading it was reading like 2 tiles was their optimal range, and so you basically got right up on. So I hope they fix that.
So, make sure, are we having a clarification here? Is that making sense now of the distance of the tiles is now changing your thought process or your question?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Because like I said, before it was making it sound like it was 2 tiles away was its range. If it's 6 tiles, I mean that's a long.
It should, yeah. I mean, it should have a. I don't
It just
know.
has no benefits for taking the shorter range versus the longer range. There's no damage difference, accuracy, spread.
Really?
They both have the same innocent bystander rulings.
That I get. I would think that it'd have more power in close, and then it has deficiencies as it spreads or goes farther out.
Well, the shotguns all lose a D6 for each stage you get farther away.
Okay.
So you're actually, when a sawed-off is doing 2d6, all the other shotguns are still doing 3d.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't figure out what the difference was. I mean, if it's flavor thing, it's fine.
Okay, but that makes sense. So it's two. You're saying it's 2d6 instead of 3d6.
The shotguns are 3d6 at the optimal range, 2d6 at the next one, and 1d6 at the long. They not only take a to-hit penalty, they also take a damage loss. They also have innocent bystander for 1 and 2, which means if you roll a 1 or 2, they're going to hit somebody next to the target.
You're going to get sprayed. Now that makes sense. That's a shotgun. I'm just talking about for their damage if they're getting in closer. A shotgun's a close combat weapon, hands down. That's how I consider it. I don't consider it a pistol or a rifle or anything like that. So the farther out, the less damage you get to, or even, but if that's in or inside, I want to read that, Corey. Maybe we go back over there because I'm trying to, I would want to benefit, when you were chatting with me, you were saying you were going to have somebody, at the time, it was somebody that was going to be more inclined to be in close combat than a shooter, pistol, or something like that.
Yes, it was going to be a person with no shooting skill and just got up in people's faces, basically.
Yeah.
And that was my original thought. Now I started reading the rules, and I was like, "Oh well, crap! I can't actually get up in people's faces with a."
So I would want. Okay, well, I want to put that on the burner core chat because I want to see how the tweaking the rules or how they play that off. Because definitely, if someone were to come at you with a green or something like that, you better start running because he gets in close soon enough, he's going to cut you in half with it. You know,
I was going to say 12 tiles to get a 3d6 damage on the shotguns is so much more broken than the rules I was reading. It was like 4 tiles was their optimal.
Look at that. So maybe have they made any changes to that on the? Well, I guess they haven't really for the new stuff core. They really haven't put out any settings info yet. It's just the main rules right now. Correct.
Correct, but most of the main rules still overlap the settings. The only real differences on settings is they really change the price on stuff and put everything on the period stuff if it's period.
Okay.
Let me take a look. I'm doing some research on that right now.
Yeah. That's.
If there's something that can be broken, I found it.
Yeah. Well, it's just broken or it's vague for a reason because it's a ruling per table. The flavor back again to how you want to.
Yeah, it's most of what I'm finding is old Reddit posts about DMs asking for clarification, and that's more or less what the people said is they made it one-handed just because it didn't make sense logically. One person said he did have a person who sunk like 8 edges into building a two-handed, basically a mercenary come in with a sawed off in each hand, shoot all those off, drop them in Polaris pistols, and go to town.
Well, in reality, they do that a lot. I mean, you go in blazing, you lay down cover, then you start picking things off. But anyway, okay. So
here's the thing. I mean, if everyone's shooting at you, you're crazy to be in melee range anyhow. Because if somebody's shooting at you, they only need to roll 4 to hit you. With a shotgun, especially, that gives you a +2 to hit. So they really only need to roll 2 or better to hit you.
But in point blank, if you're using ranged weapons, you only hit their parry, correct?
Correct, if you're right next to them.
All right.
My character wasn't very bright that I was going to play, so.
All right. Let's see. So, I'm gonna roll up some characters. Then, I see we have some names already in the. Wow, you guys have been busy thinking this up. Dr. Ivan Neutrino Verse.
Versailles. Not verse, Versailles.
Versailles. Okay, Neutrino Versailles. Versailles. Alexander Anderson. Then
I got a contact popping out.
Thaddeus Walker.
I had problems with mine all yesterday.
And then Santia Rosalina Morales.
Gotta have one of those extra long Mexican names.
There you go. It works. Santia Rosalina Morales.
Santia Rosalina Morales.
There you go. So I gotta give it the right flavor.
So, do you want my other crazy question?
Shoot, Corey's here. He's going to answer it for me because he knows it all.
Okay. In the edges for the weird science, there's the gadgeteer, and if I'm understanding this right, you spend 20 minutes to make a temporary gadget that until you use the powers lasts, like it's there until you use the powers up, then it basically breaks. And you can do that once per session. They don't disappear at the end of the session, right? Like you could just make a random thing and eventually use it until it's used up and then it just goes away, or
basically, and you can have one at a time.
You can only have one at a time?
That's how I've always read it.
Okay. Then I probably will not do that because that won't fit with what I was. I would have a bunch of just like random things that I didn't know what they did until I start using them. But I'll just go with the. I'll take the knack to get rid of dimension. just build up edges.
Well, and see, the thing is they took. That's one of the things they did in Adventure Edition is basically Gadgeteer is only like 1 round to build a device like that versus 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to, because it's not something you can make on the fly. You have to build these things up in advance. And my idea for the character was he always had a solution for everything, except for none of this stuff ever did what he thought it was going to do.
But we can only have one item on your character at a time, is what it's saying. Is what the rules are at. So you couldn't take downtime where guys were doing stuff, and you're trying to say you would spend some time building some of these contraptions to carry around you in a backpack or something like that.
Basically, it's the way it reads is once per game session, the Gadgeteer can create a jerry-rigged device from spare parts. The device functions just like any other device, except for it doesn't recharge. It only has half the power charges. It has to be still subject to the ranks he can get, and then once he uses up the power in it, it just stops. And so my question was, I had the idea where I was just going to be building a bunch of just random things and then pulling them out to try and solve every problem. Hey, here, try this. What's it do? Just try it.
And is that in the Deadlands guide or the Savage Worlds core book?
Gadgeteers is in the Savage Land core book.
Okay, so that's kind of like basically people take that for the core book to make a mad scientist type character.
Well, it requires the weird scientist background, and it actually has a lot of specific things.
Right.
That's why I
But
would
as a
find
weird
out.
scientist, you only get, say, like 2 powers to start off with, and most of those are devices that you always have.
Well, that's how the Deadlands one works, except for we only get 1 power.
Okay. But then the Gadgeteer allows you to make other stuff without knowing the power. And thus, if you know what you're going into, you can prep and make something for them. Or what I always ran into was people would create like healing elixirs or something after combat because it only took 20 minutes and you only have an hour to heal wounds.
But so we could basically you only end up with 1 gadget at a time extra.
Yeah, let me double check
Because
my reading.
for that much of an investment, like I said, I'll just take the knack that nullifies the and just buy up all the powers.
Believe it or not, that's not that much of an investment, 1 edge.
Well, I have to get repair 2 extra science knowledges, all other stuff that I would just do it differently if I wasn't taking.
Got it. All right.
Well, I don't want. So, I mean, I kind of like the idea that you're coming up with, just to have a few. I mean, the thing, to have a few things in your bag. You sit there, as a mad scientist, and you have concocted up, a handful of devices.
Well, and here it doesn't actually take 20 minutes. It says it takes GM's call, but at least 1 to 20 minutes to create the gizmo.
Yeah, but he's wanting to stock. He's going into somewhere and he grabs a handful, 3 or 4, devices that he thinks, might be needed. And the question is, can he not have those? And what's the hindrance then? Well, what's the deal? Maybe, it's a random effect. We random roll. We don't know if it goes off.
I should say, I am going to random roll. If I take it, my idea was random roll because my character always makes things, but they don't ever do what he thinks they.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'm going to make a hair growth helmet. Oh, wait, it shoots lightning bolts. It was supposed to do that.
Well, I know you. I know where it's going to go. And I'm loving it. And so I'm just trying to see how we make it work.
Well, I mean, in long run, I'm also going to pick up Scavenger and MacGyver as well. But instead of buying up and taking a whole bunch of permanent powers that I always had, I was going to build around Gadgeteer and just every session make a random thing, and hopefully I find a use for it eventually. If not, whatever.
Okay.
Because Scavenger is, it states basically you can find. Remember, he has something important once per session, and MacGyver is like Gadgeteer, but more literally, it's more like literally it gets used once, but it's for something super special.
And you need
Fine,
duct
okay.
tape.
Paperclip, actually.
Oh, okay.
Where is it?
Okay, so I'm gonna sit down with that one. I like the idea. I want to make sure we work it right and how we dream up the randomnesses of what can and can't happen. So there's a 50-50, or maybe based on a bad roll, or you don't know. There's a 30-70. You
well,
don't know.
they still run the risks of every time he uses it, a blow.
All right.
Yes, all the inventions the mad scientists use blow up, or have a chance to blow up on a natural for your trait die.
Okay. So
This is the new version of Gadgeteer, and it may actually be useful.
The only problem is the way Deadlands ones, we don't have PowerPoints. Our devices have PowerPoints.
Well, see, in the current version of Gadgeteer, your device starts with up to half your PowerPoints.
Yes. From what I understand from reading, basically, because the Deadlands weird scientists start with all their devices have 20 PowerPoints by default instead of 10. And so, for what, like I said, because it's not like a sage advice for Deadlands that I could find. Most people talk about it, basically it starts with 10, and then once you use those up, it just goes.
and you go back and read over, because I know I'm not going to get all this. God Almighty. Ugh.
So
Okay.
it was what 2 minor and a major.
Yeah, so while we're chatting and putting this together for our mad scientist, to get started, so for Amai and Gary, even for Alexander, you get we start with. Well, the question is, so Corey, I mean, we were going over with, or were you doing this? You didn't do the stats first. You had them bring up their.
How I do it is concept, hindrances, stats, skills, edge.
And then edges afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So the concept of being basically what you're wanting to play. The idea of the character. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So from there, then you guys got 5. It's 5 point. Well, I mean, y'all know it. So I don't want to tell y'all, guide y'all again to do the stat or do the hindrances if you're going to take the 1 major, 2 minor, and 2 minor.
So it's one major, 2 minor.
Right.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
Yes. One major, 2 minors.
So since we're human, do we still get that bonus edge?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then what skills are we supposed to start with, or any?
Yeah, what did we say, Corey? You want to give? They were going to do with.
That's up to you. So what I was going to say is start them off with, especially if you're going to convert character, everyone gets persuasion, stealth. And see, this doesn't use athletics. So yeah, I mean, honestly, just give him 15 or 16 skill. If you want to give him a little bit of a boost, because Deadlands has some extra skills, give everyone 17 skill points, or just use the base 15. Because I'm looking at it, and unless you merge skills and stuff and use the new skills, it wouldn't work.
Well, they still, yeah, I think would want to stay with just what, I mean, yeah, I get wanting to move to the rule set, but it's not, I mean, we've still got them, what, several months before it's fully vetted and out for everybody to truly use, even though they've published it, but it's not in canon form yet.
End of the month.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean,
No, they have to have it to print by the end of the month.
yeah, but then when's the conversion for FG done? Then
So Akil has it. It'll be in test next week or the week after.
I want to get this started. I don't want to effing have to retro shit because I'm barely comfortable enough, and not with the rules as it is. Damn it, Jim. What do you got? What there's the group that's here? What? And for those who know what the hell's going on, do you have a care of whether
I haven't looked at any of the new stuff. Only thing I have is what's already live in Fantasy Ground.
Yeah.
I say I have what. Well, I looked at his at what's live and worked on a character last night based around 15 skills.
Okay.
I'd take 17 that make a second D12 starting, but
let's stick with what we've got here right now, and then if it, once it's finalized and all that, look at it all. What was that? Sorry, I cut somebody off.
No, I was going to say, probably with you being new to it, you're probably better off just sticking with the deluxe stuff, finish off the campaign, and the next one you do, and then.
Yes. Yep. So we'll stay that way for the moment. Sorry, Pinnacle. We're so close. Damn saving throw. They're starting the new campaign. I didn't even get to see what they announced. Did you watch it, Corey? I guess not. Not answering me. Okay.
Sorry, I mean, I have not. I don't watch. I only watched the one episode of Saving Throw show.
Oh, yeah. They announced their new campaign, which I didn't get to see what was going to entail for Deadlands. Okay, so let's get some characters. Let's get some of this drawn up, and then figure out finalize on the answer on the mad scientist, on the gadgeteer, and all that. So we're still boiling down to of ability to have more than one gadget on your person at one time. Correct?
I think that's the general.
Yes.
Or my big thing.
So you'll have one gadget for each power you have starting off.
The one power, yes. The permanent gadget?
Yeah. Well, then every time you take new power, you get another gadget, basically.
If I take a new power one, though. That was my idea, was the gadgeter was just gonna, he was ever gonna have a whole bunch of permanent things. He was just gonna have random stuff. The reason it builds is if I don't know.
What's it break? What's the reason not?
The thing that made me start questioning it was if we don't have a whole lot happen, and he can theoretically he could make one gadget that had a random power every session, and if he doesn't use it, he ends up with a whole bunch of them, and so he can end up with a whole bunch of gizmos that do stuff. He would have a whole bunch of potential temporary powers that he had access to. I don't know that it breaks a whole lot more than just taking all the powers permanently, but that was the only thing that thought that could become ridiculous if you ended up with 5 or 6 powers when you would normally at that stage maybe only have 3.
Yeah. Right.
And no one else has access to that many powers at the same time.
except for the Blast, who have access to every Blast skill at once.
Well, yes and no. The Blast were changed.
The Deadlands Blast still reads that they have access to every power at once.
Right, and they changed it in one of the plot point campaigns.
Oh, the Rogue might need to know that he's playing a Blast. That could change his whole build.
Well,
But is that, are we
Yeah, that's
going
up to-
as is, or are we
Yeah,
going
that's exactly
with
it.
new?
No, we're going with the current stuff that you guys have in front of you right now. Not the new.
Well, I mean,
not
it
the,
is no. This is current stuff. It's just one of the plot points games actually revised Blast, basically.
Well, how the hell is supposed to know that right now? Then, if you don't have that, where do you find that info?
Hold on.
I say that might change a couple things because
Yeah. Because what I'm doing is listening to what you guys are rolling up and deciding on, and then I'm gonna, that gives me the ability to go back and read up on it all, so I know what the hell y'all are doing.
I mean, and I understand why they revised it because reading it as is,
It's
Blast
broken.
in Deadlands right now is broken. I have no spell slots per se. I have access to every power the Blast has access to, and I can attempt to use them as many times as.
It was, I believe, in Good Intentions.
Well, you have the whole crisis of faith thing if you mess up too much and your God stops listening to you. But
What?
if
I
the
know, I'm
Blast
joking.
critical
I'm
fails,
joking. I was joking. Sorry.
If your God stops listening to you,
yes. I pray for. He stopped listening a long time ago
okay.
after he roofied us a couple campaigns
That's
ago.
right. Uh-huh.
Well, hell, he blew me up with an orb of destruction. So,
you know what?
Rip
although that was kind of my fault.
That was not anything to do with the DM. Okay. I had nothing
Sorry,
to do with
Jack,
that.
if you're watching.
Yes. Jack threw that at you, and I went, oh no. Kaboomy. Okay, so what?
Here, catch.
Yeah. Corey, what did you say that was? It was in the
Good
Blast?
Intentions.
Apparently, I don't own that one.
All right, so human gets one edge, right?
One edge free.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 in total? Or,
You could have up to 3 in total starting.
okay. Trying to remember
Good
the
intent.
points thing.
the hindrances will give you basically 4 points, and it's 2 for either a stat increase or an edge, or 1 for a skill, or $250 if I remember.
I'm trying to remember what I did with my notes, because I wrote all of this down.
Okay, that's why we're gonna. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're kind of doing
You
this
said it
because I'm
right.
going to be going over this completely.
Oh,
Good intentions. I thought that. Why wouldn't they include that with the bundle?
Bear with me, I'm reading it right now.
Go ahead. I'm looking on their store because I don't own that.
It may not be put out for Fantasy Grounds yet.
Doesn't look like it is.
So I wouldn't worry about it then.
This is kind of showing you the difference of love that 5e gets over the other rule sets. How's it read right now, gentlemen? To say that again, Bless gets them all.
I have access to every power that has a effect for Blessed, and I have no real limit on casting.
Just
No
don't
power.
mess up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the downside? What's the flip? What's the?
If I roll a critical 1, my dice gets reduced by 1. If it ever gets down below, or my faith dice gets reduced by 1. If it ever gets down below a 4, I have a crisis of faith and can no longer pray until I go on a soul journey that is up to your discretion, but you have no need to tell me what to do. It's just something that kind of has to happen and find my way back to believing in my God.
You take a sabbatical, basically. All right.
So it looks like I need to.
That's how we play right now.
And they just get instead of
now.
PowerPoints, they get a penalty to their roll.
Yes, mine is 2 per rank, if I remember right.
Correct.
Okay.
I think there's an edge that reduces that, but I'm not taking it to start.
Gary, you had a question?
So after I've got my hindrances, I do my attributes, right? Because a lot of the edges say that I have to have X in whatever. So attributes, then
skills, then edges. And if you have some edges you want to take, that's when during that time, you build those into your skills and attributes.
Right. Because, I do have one that I want right off the bat.
When you say it that way, that means you're trying to lead up to something. I know you.
No, So I got to make sure I know exactly what I need to do for that one. Okay, that's what I thought. And then you said guts was part of this?
Yeah, so it's not listed, but you got to type it in, create your own, and it goes off spirit.
In guts is it's
like a skill roll.
It's a skill roll. It's a skill, and basically that's anytime you have fear or something nasty or disgusting or whatever.
And everyone gets it. It starts at a 4, but everybody, we need to put it in. Everybody needs to have it in their character sheet, right?
Yeah, you don't get it automatically, and you can't just drag it. You have to create it, but you don't get it automatically.
So it still costs a skill point for it, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Wait, sorry. What costs a skill point that we have to drag?
Guts skill.
Guts. It's specific to Deadlands.
Correct.
But it's not listed. So I'm trying to think. It's not listed.
It's not listed.
Is it? Then what's grit? Because I thought they said grit replaced guts for.
No, grit adds to your guts roll. So every point of grit gives you a +1 to your guts roll.
Oh, okay. I guess I misunderstood that.
They're separate.
It's two separate things.
But the question is, you want to take guts. What's it's listed though?
So we just have to make a little.
To
make it ourselves.
Yeah, make it in the skills list if you want it. Yeah, just put in guts.
Guts.
Off of spirit.
All right, so I still get more to my attributes. Holy crap. Because 15 points, right?
No, 5 points for attributes.
5, yeah. Sorry, 5 for attributes. Correct,
okay,
not 15.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound.
Realistically, you should not have higher than a D8, maybe a D10, and something starting off. On average, most things should be a D4 or D6.
All right, so I fixed that. We're good. Now, time for my skill.
Okay. Did we ever figure out on the gadgeteer thing? So I know if I'm going to take it.
I like the idea. I'm just trying to, since I'm just. I want to. The question is where the limit is for this.
Like I said, if not, I'll just take it where I just start buying up permanent powers instead. It sounded like a good chaos thing where I could.
Yeah. I'd like to add in, well, it's an RP issue also. So, and playing off that way over just a rolling mechanism. Because God only knows.
You could create a table where he creates an item you could roll on the table once per session or however many times, or he could spend a penny to do it. And he rolls on it and random power happens.
Pretty well, my idea was basically I would declare what it was supposed to do and then roll and see what it actually. Like even if it wasn't a stipulation, that's just how I was going to do it because like I said, my character is always making stuff. He likes to design them, build them, label them, and then test and see if they work. They normally work, just never how he expects.
Yeah, so I'm trying to what I would say to give the ability to have the extra devices. Since make sure I'm understanding it. You're only supposed to have one per
power. And then you can buy up as many as you want every time you can take an edge, which I think is every 5 points or 5 EX.
Every advance, yeah.
So basically, he could make a temporary device every session versus I think from the look at the EXP, you're probably gonna level every 3 sessions on it.
2 to 3.
Yeah. So I gain a 2 to 3 power temporary powers, and the time someone would gain 1 permanent. I mean, I technically still do it. If I take Gadgeteer, I don't plan on taking any more permanent powers.
Yeah, I just want to try. I want to add what I'm trying to do is trying to add the randomness to it. Let's say so that you're putting a few items together, and they're there, but I've got to work on how I'm going to mess things up.
My idea was just I was going to build basically a table to run.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, that'd be the only way to do it. You could create your own edge for it. And basically, however often you determine, you could roll on it, once per session, every time he spends a penny, however you want to do it, and just roll on the table and see what it does.
That's part of it. I was trying to think of when he's creating something, I'm going to add some flavor to it. Of chaos.
If it's an issue, I'll just go where I just buy the powers regularly.
It's not say it's not an issue. It's the question of understand. I'm trying to learn this, so I'm trying to make sure, going back and looking at that, but I don't want to hinder you at the playing the character because I know how you play and I like it, and so I'm trying to see where you're going to have more fun with it. Which way do you want to go with it? And then the rules should be able to be flexible enough and learning it to allow that with being, what's the other side of the sword? The other side of what's the flip side of this? Where's the bad stuff going to come from? So it's not always just favoring, it's a boon, but it's good with the bad, basically, So.
Yeah, it's because everything has a negative in here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting to see when I get the bad rolling blow everyone.
Well, and the other way he could do it is he could do Gadgeteer. You could do it. He has 1 automatically he can do per session. Then maybe you allow him to spend a white chip to do it again.
Oh, see, I don't want to ever do more than 1 per session because that really would be crazy.
Oh, I'm thinking, but the thing is, the question is, can they roll over? Are they like, your rollover points, if you don't use it in 1 session, do you get to keep it for the next time? Is it still there?
Yeah. So that's my question. Cause once you use them up, they're supposed to go away, but it didn't say it had to be used up in that session. But
yeah, and I'd like to. I'm not going to have an issue with that. But then that's the question: is you're stockpiling the thing. So sooner or later, I would think maybe there is a time
I
factor.
found a big old. Let me see if we can find the big Reddit thing. Basically, the idea was people, because it was being asked that what happens if they end up stockpiling a whole bunch, and most people's answer was that meant they weren't using their powers before, so they made other things harder than they should have. But let me find it.
That's where I'm trying to go with it. I'm thinking that, you build something and you haven't used it in a couple of sessions. Well, it's fallen apart, or the power left it, or, if it's got the rock, if it's, ghost rock in it or whatever, it it explodes, or, I double the, whatever the ability.
I did see somebody. Yeah, they were talking about somebody added a change from it blowing up at a 1 to blowing up at a 1
and a 2. Yeah, that's kind of actually what I was thinking.
I linked you the big debate that I found.
Pulling it up right now. So
it was actually in Stack Exchange, not Reddit.
yeah, eventually it will fall apart. Yeah,
we lost Durst.
Yeah, they all fall apart. Because the permanent devices recharge at the rate of 1 power point per hour. The gadget ones never recharge. They just eventually get used.
He did say we could have 3 edges in the beginning.
If you spend all your hindrance points for them, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that is.
Yeah, I want to play with that. So I want you to be able to make that. I don't want it to be a walking, weapons factory, with all this stuff laying around. But I don't have a problem with, using it, having some devices that you're playing around with. Because in some of these instances where we play in a session, you may not be leaving an area for a while. You may be, you could be researching something in a town. Well, okay, well then you're still in that area, and let's just put it for you can, but we'll limit just a couple that can be used in it, because if they go over a couple of sessions then and you haven't used them and sitting around where the wear and tear bouncing around something off, they either will go off or just fall apart.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll keep it close to the vest. But I do want you to have the ability to have some fun with it, because you guys have always played it fair with those characters and what you're doing. We want to leave it up to chance. So.
And we get what, $250 to begin with?
I think it was $250 in Deadlands. Yes.
Speaking of that, I was going to have most of my money go to scraps and spare parts. If I'm going to be making gadgets that you need, right? So I figured I would just invest.
Well, it's your money to spend, so.
But there isn't anything in the gear thing, so I was literally just going to.
Oh, say, you mean there's not a price point for junk? You mean?
Yes. Scraps, junk, building, whatever.
Gears and good. So, El Cheapo gear, basically, maybe. Find out. Not the catalog. Food, drink, general equipment.
Well, I mean, usually just going to be most of my money to it, so it doesn't really matter what it costs. Did I spell that wrong? Oh, yes, I did. I before E, except for... Wait. Except for weird has to be weird.
I before E, except after C.
Except for apparently weird is spelled W-E-I-R-D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I guess after W.
That's a 8 EIGHT.
Yeah.
Same for weight. There's a lot of exceptions to that
After
rule.
W, after H, after C.
If it starts a word,
That's true.
Yeah, Mar. So you're basically a half price. So what if spend half your money on junk.
Oh, I was going to spend more than that.
Okay, well it's
whatever. My guys.
Yeah. Oh, Corey had to drop off. Boss lady was giving him some grief. So, but we get the we can get rolling here. We've got enough of us. You guys should know. And everybody should go ahead and take the guts. Make sure you've got it.
Where was that? I don't see that on the skill list.
It's not. You have to create it. You have to create it.
Okay.
And we will. Yeah, I'm going to continue to go back and reread the rules again because making sure it's going to be definitely slow going in the beginning here. Y'all will be having to remind me. That's why I was going to run the Tuesday game is going to be the Waterdeep Heist, and then the Friday game is Lost Mines. Well, Lost Mines I know, so I don't have to study much on that. That's easy to run with beginners, and actually that could be almost not against the beginners, but can be semi brain dead because it's easy to run. It's a good module. But I wanted to make sure to focus on this. I didn't want to be running 2 or 3 other games of new content because God help me. I want to make sure we play this one right because it can be a lot of fun as y'all are having with East Texas, but it's definitely a little bit more free flowing, in the modules. The one we're starting off with, it's got a couple of mats, but the rest of it, we're going to have to play it out. I'll have to find some outdoor maps just so we have somewhat of combat ability to see what's going on. But, the rest of it is definitely theater of the mind. And that's why I was wanting the cameras.
How it is on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're definitely map. It's not right to say map deficient, but they don't rely on them as much as they do with 5e. Because a dungeon you got to have something to look at. Here you're outside a lot. And I'm tempted just to have a little fun. They had some extra stuff they put out. Why didn't I thought I downloaded and added that. There was a free one. It was like a one-shot deal, and I'm thinking about running that just so we can play it out, and that'll get y'all kind of started as we move into the first module, and then we'll go out from there because they've got some really long campaigns here that are decked out.
Quick question.
Shoot.
If I have 2 guns, I need 2 holsters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure, because do I need 2 gun belts?
Most of the time they ran a full 2 gun belts on them because of the way that you.
I was gonna say I have a revolver. They're heavy as shit. I couldn't imagine putting 2 on a single belt.
Your pants might not be able to stay up.
No, you'd have to have 2 belts for that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, because even belting the holster down to your side of your leg too, on the wrap around. That's why the belts were always dangled.
Just wanted to make sure because I'm gonna be pretty much Thaddeus 2 Guns Walker. So
Thaddeus 2 Guns Walker. Yeah, you're gonna need holsters and belts.
I got 2, and they're both quick draw holsters. And yes, I'm writing down my numbers here so I don't overspend.
Dude, that's fine. Yeah, you can see what's happening here and working out all the details. It's gonna be rough for several sessions, I have no doubt. But I thought I downloaded this little one shot. we're gonna run it, and then move into. Devil's Night is what it was, right? I think so. Yeah.
I like how there's attractive and then there's very attractive. That's two separate edges.
Well, I mean,
I just noticed that.
I have a feeling that Duff is going to see what one of my hindrances, but like, oh yeah, I'm going to play with that.
Well, I'll go see. Let me see where we at. Powers. Oh, where is it? I thought it was powers. No.
main.
Traits.
It's under main.
Oh, it's under main. Oh, that's why I keep going to. Oh, they default to traits. That's what's throwing me off.
Yes, it defaults to traits.
You spelled scorpions wrong.
Yeah, I know. I just
Oh no, Duff's gonna have lots of fun. Well, it does it automatically, but my major hindrance is gonna be.
Let's see. Oh no. I don't think you can take that hindrance. Only wild cards can take that hindrance.
I think
Players are wild cards.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, just us in general are wild cards.
Oh, are they?
Wild cards are players, and then like more powerful than normal NPCs.
I forgot that then. Sorry. Okay, thank you. See, there you go. I was thought wild cards were just referencing as you got up high, more what's not legendary, that you got it, that you could take that then. So, never mind then. Okay.
Now, if it does say legendary, he can't take it. Because
no, it's just wild card.
Yeah,
it says only wild card can.
I would like to spend 200 of my starting dollars on
what now?
On junk.
Yeah, that's fine. It's your money. Yeah.
So now here's a question that may sound stupid, but I have never had revolvers. What's the difference between single and action?
Say that again.
If you're going to fan the hammer, you want a single action.
Yeah.
If you're going to, there's some. I forgot what the bonuses in here for double action are. I think they work more like a standard semi-auto. Higher rate of fire.
Did they have double action revolvers?
Yep, they have double action and single action revolvers.
I'm thinking historically, I've never seen a double action revolver.
Yeah,
normally they're all single action.
Yeah, it's, stick with the single actions for right now.
Okay.
Where is that?
No, they had double actions because that.
I was to say.
Yeah. Single action, you have to manually cock it yourself. Double action, pulling the trigger sets the hammer back in.
Okay.
It makes for a terrible trigger.
Well, that's
pull.
fine. Yeah.
I say you have a much heavier. That's what my.
It's the judge.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a
Never
double
mind
action.
then, dog. You can take the double then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what?
Again, though, double actions can't be used within the hammer. So if that was something you were going to try, you might would.
I'm usually going to be 2-gun walker, so it's gun any chance.
You won't be fanning then because both hands are
sir.
full. Yeah.
I wonder what the difference actually is between double and single in this set.
Well, your rate of fire, you're still every time after your first, you're still taking your penalties.
Yeah, I was just looking. I don't see any real difference between single and double in the stats. I know I've read about them, but I'm not using a revolver, so I didn't read too.
Yeah.
Now, should I have Should I just drag 2 of them over, or should I just go like, and put number? We'll just put the number as 2
on your inventory.
Yeah.
Weapons. No, put a single one each on each, so you've got just in case. Drag them there twice.
I mean, I could technically take 2 different types of guns. I mean,
yeah, you could. That's right. For some reason.
But I kind of like the Peacemaker.
As long as you think you can handle that hog. Amai, you got any questions?
Not at the top of my head, but you can look over my character sheet as I'm doing it.
No, I'm watching everybody. I'm just making sure we were over here chatting, that you didn't have any.
No. I just I keep trying to remember, like, it's 15 points that we have to reach up to,
for
right?
skills. For the skills, that's right.
For the skills, yeah. Okay.
And they're 1 point as long as they're lower than they're tied, and then 2 points if you go over the tied.
The die that it's referenced against. Correct.
Okay.
I forget. The encumbrance it's 5 times your strength die, right? Or is it 8? I think it's 8 with the edge.
8 with, I think it's 8 with the edge, but that's 5, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Encumbrance. General carry 5 times his strength die.
When I drag a melee weapon over to my inventory, it's not loading it into it. I just need it. Because if I drag it over to combat, it shows up there, but it doesn't. I can't drag it to inventory to.
Are you looking at the weapon tab under inventory?
Oh, no, I'm not.
I just look at that.
There's a lot of little tabs in the inventory.
Yeah, there sure are. Good call. I would look at it and was like, what's he doing wrong? I don't understand. Oh, well, look, there's a tab.
There's a bunch of little tabs.
Well, I guess I should probably pick up some ammunition.
That would be good.
Okay, so I'm guessing. How do we get?
I'm done with my character as far as the main stuff. If you want to look at it.
Great. No, I'm gonna look at them after we're done, so I can think questions and. I mean, if you like what you're doing and you think you've got it definitely down better than I do right now. What's his age?
Oh yeah, let me figure that out. I hadn't decided yet. I didn't know I was going to be a classic old man.
Yeah. Languages, everybody would know English except for you'll be bilingual.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have to drag that in or just type it in?
It's a good question. Let me see if they're like with playing. Well, pull up the Adventure Player's Guide. Oh, GM Guide. What about that?
Because I remember Dersham mentioning something that since she is, at least for south of the border type characters, that they might have to actually roll for people to understand them.
Sometimes you might have to, yeah.
Which is hilarious, and I love that idea.
Well, my dad grew up in Mexico, and I still have trouble understanding him sometimes.
So it seems like we actually have to create a slot for our emulator.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't track ammo like it does in 5e.
I mean, you can't drag it. There's not even a way to drag it to the inventory.
Oh really? Oh, that's right. I think Dersha mentioned that when we were doing the whole practice.
Yeah, there's pistols. There's cost and price. So you would have to really. So you create. Oops. So how do you track it then?
I remember him mentioning that it's all like arbitrary stuff, so they don't have it to set it up that way, but you can do it on your own if you like want to. So I think that Devil Dog's right. We have to make our own little thing so that we can
buy the
ammo. I created one.
You got to buy the ammo. Yes, do that, and then I guess in notes, we keep track of what you're firing for the moment.
So something I haven't found is a range for throwing. Because there's a throwing skill, but it doesn't list a range in there, just so you can throw
the ranged, if you're going to throw something, you're saying, but instead of not shooting.
On the thrown weapons, it actually does have range.
Bolas, 4, 8, and 6.
I think that the throwing skill is more for the accuracy of how you throw rather than the range.
Yes, because if you roll too low, it actually shifts where it's going to land.
Yeah.
How far can I throw a bomb?
Yeah, they've got bolas and like nitroglycerin bottles. 4, 8, and 16 looks like is the standard.
And they have dynamite.
Yeah, but it's the same. Yeah, they actually do. And so 1 stick, 2 sticks, 4 sticks. Yeah, the heavier it is, the lower that goes down. So there is basically there's your template for throwing something.
So you said 4, 8, and 16?
4, 8, and 16 looks like that's the standard. And as the things get heavier, then you drop it by 1 or 2 or 4. 1, 2, and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a 1-weight knife would be 6.
Yeah, that's a 4, 8, and 16. It's 1 stick of dynamite. 1 stick and 2 sticks of dynamite stay at 4, 8, and 16. There are 4 sticks that go to 3, 6, 12, and then 8 go to 2, 4, and 8. So, there's your ranges right there.
So it's looking to me like the dynamite, the 4 sticks weighs 2 pounds, and the 8 sticks weighs 4. So I would imagine if you're trying to throw like a Bowie knife, it'd still be, what's the weight of the Bowie?
No, just a regular knife, not a Bowie knife.
That's the 1 stick of dynamite.
They're usually about a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 pound. So
I'm trying to look for portraits for y'all. Well, that's going to be slim pickings too.
I found the language thing.
I have a portrait.
Go ahead if you've got one. I'm just trying to look through, going through Wild West portraits, game portraits. There's some out there, and I'm going to pull some of this down. There's a.
I've been looking for a good mad scientist one. They're actually hard to find me.
So I'm assuming we're not using like armor.
The only armor I saw for Deadlands setting is in the Robinson calendar, and I think it adds like 2 toughness and with a chance to blow up and do 2d10 damage to you every time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not using a bulletproof vest. That's $1,800.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now, is there a restriction on whether we have horses or
You broke up horses or what?
horses or not?
You guys will know somewhere down the line you probably are going to have some to ride.
Okay. So
Yes.
I should be able to purchase a cheapo horse.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. That would be correct.
Huh, look at that. Horse.
Should be-
$150.
Should be able to put it in vehicles, right? Would think. I see my is adding in her.
Yep.
So I added the knowledge skill, which apparently can also do the whole language thing. And
Mm-hmm.
depending on the die that I give it, depends on her comprehension of the other language. So I hope I'm doing all of those right, because I can match the skill. Is it that I match the skill to the attribute? Is that how that works?
Mhm.
Okay. So she has a. Oh wait, is this a smarts or? Oh, okay. So it would be under a D8, and it says under the D8 that she can speak it fluently. Cool. Anything higher than that? What else do we have? Oh no. Doesn't need all.
I think I might actually just buy a mule. Can you ride a mule? It's under transportation, so I'm assuming that I can ride a mule if need.
It wouldn't have as much of a range as a horse would.
Well, I look at it, and if I'm gonna ride a horse, I'm gonna have saddlebags and saddle, because
That's right.
and that'll put me just over my currency.
How much over?
Let's see. Horse, a saddle, and saddlebags all together is 180, and I have spent 84, so I'd be like 14 over.
Well, that's fine. You can do that if you're not that far over. That's fine. Because I would expect you all to have horses and saddlebags. Yes.
Okay. I think I'm done with
Oh, so I need to actually have a horse and saddlebag?
Well, how are you going to get around?
I'm gonna hitch a ride with someone else's
I was
horse.
saying he was going to hitch a ride. He rode it on the carriage. He didn't come out.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have there is some issues with your ridings and stuff like that. Yeah. I would think you're gonna have, because some of the stuff is by trained, when you get around, and then there's going to be where you have to get off the train and then actually travel somewhat across country to some degree, and then.
So are we gonna have to take the riding skill, because that's.
We don't have to take it.
No, you don't have to take it. It's just if you get the riding skill would then get into play if there's a you have, I know, longer distances where you would have saddle sore you have to deal with, and then there's others where if you're on a long chase or chasing, then and you're having to balance or outweigh.
Okay, for some reason I have
riding for long periods, and it's going to be an issue.
Over my skills, and it wasn't that way before.
You cheated, Thaddeus? Really? Already?
No, it was at 6. It was at 16 before I went into my inventory and started buying my stuff, and now it was at 15. Now it's at 16. It's like, what the heck?
Spread out. Take him anywhere.
They don't have it listed, but how much would you estimate a bandolier for knives would cost?
Bandelier's just it's just a belt holder, right, with several knives, right?
More or less.
Yeah. Then just take the gun belt. Gun belt. What's it worth?
$2.
There you go.
It's a little.
There, I dropped one of my skills down to a D4. For some reason, it was not.
I'm finding some wicked looking mad scientist here. I'm going to send you over some. This. Oh, that's a D&D mad scientist. Now that's out of control there. Holy.
And we're not using we're not using charisma.
Not you. No, don't worry about it.
I was gonna say because it's just not there. So.
Well, I show it listed here, but it's not. I don't see it's a.
Oh, it's a hidden stat.
It's blank.
Yeah.
It's a hidden stat. Gotcha.
I'm not sure what that means to me yet, but I'll figure it out.
I think charisma modifies stuff like persuasion checks and junk like.
That's why there's actually there's a hindrance called. I almost took it.
Why not?
How come I don't see where this El Cheapo stuff is at?
Well, what they say is that if you want to buy the El Cheapo version, you can have the price.
Yeah, just don't buy El Cheapo horse because it actually gets hindrances.
Mm-hmm. That's the difference. There's not actually a list of it all. It's just
I wasn't sure if I could, if it was like, like the gear sets that you can just kind of take and drop into like in 5e, or if I have to buy everything individually. But it's looking like I'll do it individually.
Yeah, you do it individually. It's just the pricing of it.
Yes. Okay. Let's get ourselves some boots. Oh. Already put it in the wrong place.
Cool. I got your blessed man here with. How big is that image? Oh boy, it's not that big, is it? I can.
There we go. I think that's me.
Can't see your face. You like that? There you go. All right. Can't see him, but we know he's coming. Crew, is there a bigger image of that person that you just sent me? Of your portrait? Alexander?
Oh, we gotta change our names now too.
Uh-huh. Yes, you do. Start calling you your Deadlands names.
Done.
There you go. I found me a crazy mad scientist that I guess.
Send it over to me, see, because I was looking at some different ones.
Unless you got a better one, I loaded it into the picture. Do I need to send it to you?
Yeah, send it to me because I need to make a copy. I'll cut it just in case to have. Sometimes, I will have the portrait come up over the actual cam image just when they're lining with the cards and all that, just to show who they are. Or people can line up. It's just for me changing some images on the overlay, but
So unless you got a better one. I was looking through the steampunk ones, and there really aren't that many good steampunky, which seems to be most of what Deadlands theme.
Oh, that's weird. The steampunky stuff is great.
He looks fine. There's one that's a little bit more Victorian, holding up a little glass vial. That one's. I'll know when I cut it. Hopefully, I can zoom in on them a little bit. If not, I'll keep looking. See if I can find a bigger image of that. If not, then we'll just have to make it work. So. To make it, some of those preview images are so small you can't crop them or do anything with them. Because once you blow them up some, they pixelate really bad.
And that would mean I have $0.
You're broke. You're dead broke now.
I'm flat broke, yes. Here's the main question. Did you remember to put food in your money in a sleeping bag?
No.
I'm not sharing.
Someone's got to have some problems. They didn't buy all the stuff because they went all shooty fruity.
I'm just going to make me a portable tent. It'll work perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he teleports himself away.
I had to skimp on a couple things. I had to get rid of 10 of mine.
Yep. So if you didn't,
I mean, honestly, my guns didn't cost me that much.
I don't know. It just if you didn't buy the right stuff, it could be bad.
I mean, literally, the most expensive thing I bought was the horse.
Yeah, that is the most expensive thing we can afford.
Right. I might actually change out one of my pistols. We'll see here in just a second. I'm gonna double look.
No, I got a horse, some clothes, a
I got
saddle,
clothes.
some saddlebags, 6 days worth of rations, a
That I don't
bedroll.
Uh-huh.
See, I was looking for rations. I don't know. I don't see them in the list.
Type in art. I just did search for RAT and it's under trail ration. There, 50 cents a ration.
Oh, I see.
Did you get my message on my portrait there?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a bigger version of that one by chance, or is that the only one?
Let me look.
See if there's a bigger of what it is, or point me to where it came from, so I know how to search for it. But if there isn't, it has to work. You know, it's most of the time it's only going to show now as it is the token that we use in Fantasy Grounds. So those don't have to be too big. But I had planned on that from time to time your player portrait would kind of drop in over your cam image, just so people knew the images lining up with the characters and all that. It would just, but I may, if the images pixelate too much, then I won't do that. So people just have to pay the hell attention to who's who, which they should. Most of the shows are already all cams. So.
I finished my notes, got my inventory, built my tower, got my skills, got my clothing on. Not naked.
Yeah, same thing, even with like yours verse. So I'm gonna see if I can prop in on his face a little bit more, because you can't tell really your token right there. You can't really tell what that is.
I should say, if you have a better one, I'm not like
Eraser
super attached to it.
Good to see you.
Yeah. I'll double check on mine too, just to.
I'll go through, and even though I know I'm streaming and I'm supposed to be saying, let me go through and find a few more different ones, and I'll send them over to you guys. and gals. Because like Amai, what is so? Yeah, because we got a mad scientist. Then we have a blessed, which so I like that one. It looks kind of cool with eyes. And then we've got a bounty hunter. And then what are you, Amai? What are you? What is your?
I guess she's kind of like a vagrant, like a scout type, I guess. She's I mean, I have her with. I kind of looked at the archetypes, and I kind of wanted her to be like somewhere between like Pistolier and oh my god, it slips my mind. Not a fighter, but like, my goodness, I'm having a brain fart right now. But anyway, she would be kind of like, I guess, the equivalent of a 5e ranger, maybe.
Well, no, I'm just so no, I didn't know. Come back. So in like real life, so let's take it back to Spanish American War. Let's take it back to So she's like a. Is she a bandit, or would she be, she's not, or maybe she's a Mexican bounty hunter, or does she, a cowgirl? What is if I had to go Google some of the images for her, what would it be? Yeah.
She'd probably be like, she grew up on a farm, cowgirl type deal, Mexican cowgirl.
Okay.
But I've
she's a badass.
I have a stash of images that don't even work.
Okay, so send me over some of them. Then which ones they work. You know what I'm looking for. Then
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. If you got the
All
images.
right, Duff, I figured out what I'm doing. I dropped my duster. It gives me 10. I can buy other stuff now.
I had to drop my duster too.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm a little upset that I gotta drop my duster for now, but we'll see. I mean, I've still got clothes on, but we'll pick up a duster.
Cool. All
right. So I will pick up some trail rations because
I'm trying to see what would be a realistic gun that this woman would have. Because I have to say I'm not very well versed with guns.
I don't know if she would be carrying a full-on peacemaker.
Yeah, I know that there are some that are pretty hardcore, and I made her more like she doesn't have a lot of strength to her, but she's like pretty quick.
That's a standard old 6-gun. But peacemakers were the big old breach open.
Peacemakers, I don't think were breach, but they were Colt 45s.
Colt 40, okay. That's Colt 45 might be the one. That's what you were originally pulling, weren't you, Thaddeus? Free? I mean,
that's what I'm running.
Yeah,
I'm running peacemakers.
Yeah, you're running the big boys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the Josie Wells.
The funny thing is the damage between all of them is
we're all the same.
That big of a deal. I mean, they're all the same. They could run little derringers and still be the same damage as a peacemaker, rather without the plus.
Yeah, so that was the firepower back in the day. So, am I? I don't think
I'm still on the wall whether it's a bounty hunter or a Texas Ranger. We'll get to that one here.
Well, that matters now if you choose a Texas Ranger in the game, So, because that's a particular class, a particular makeup of character.
That's true. So we're just gonna go bounty hunter then. Screw it.
Okay. All right.
I said, don't you get monthly income if you're a Texas Ranger?
I think there was some some things that he has to adhere to. Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to read all that, but I figure
If you don't know for certain, we keep track of I'll have in and out all weeks before we start and get back to it. And you want to read up a little bit more and make determination. I'm not worried about it. I don't want you stressed over it, figuring you want to research a little bit more. Because please take your time. That's what I'm saying. for your.
Oh no, it's all good. I just personally have no idea what 99% of these guns look like.
Well,
Or, like,
I'm going to
you know,
show
their
you.
makeup.
There does. So there's a chart, and actually one of the backgrounds I had that will show up on the overlays. Actually, I'll show y'all here real quick some of the overlays that we're using, just to tease you. I'll drop them into the channel here. Go to Terrortory. What you're going to want. Let's see. Deadlands. Oh, I moved it to Terrortory Trails. There we go. Some of the stuff will look. Can I load that? We're going to have various. We're going to have this is like if you look in the chat room. So there's going to be about 4 of these, and they will rotate through. The background basically will shift every now and then. And this is your typical, as y'all know, the typical combat map, a portrait map. Basically, that's where the cam will go, where the down below, and then there's going to be some cards that basically will rotate on each one of y'all's pictures, and there's going to have a picture of y'all, and the box below is actually your fantasy. That is the Fantasy Grounds portrait. Like I don't know if y'all seen Corey's, but he's grabbing that portrait because your bennies and some of the derived stats show up on that box, and so that's why I'm looking for the portraits, because I want people to know which character line up, and then that card, just like we had for the Mondays, it's going to change based on, what, as I'll lay them all out, some of the wanted poster, so to speak, over each one of y'all's image will load there. And then when we go to RP mode, we're going to have just where the cameras are going to be sitting, and there's going to be a couple of different instances of those that will change from time to time. Anyway, a lot of work done on this stuff.
Looks sexy, man.
Yeah, it's looking really good. So
I like it. That's really nice.
Yeah, the backgrounds are going to slowly change as we're different, depending on which instance I pull up, so the screen doesn't always get boring to look at. Not that.
All right. So
anyway.
I've actually got a mess kit, trail rations, and a bedroll. And I spent all my $10 on all that.
There you go. And remember, you got a lasso, a rope, because you got to put that around you when you sleep at night to keep the snakes out. If you didn't know that.
If we had cams right now, you'd see me staring at you with a very
it happened out in the West. It's what they did. They put the lasso around them so the snakes wouldn't come over the rope while they were sleeping. I'm just letting you know. Now scorpions, on the other hand, went right over it.
Yeah, I know.
Scorpions are your friend.
No, not at all.
Oh, I would never do that to you in game, would I?
Oh, yes, I do think you would.
So, all right.
And rest assured, guys, I actually picked up some lantern and some lantern oil.
Mm-hmm. Well, the mad scientist is going to be making all these, things to light up the way.
I didn't even think about a lantern and oil.
I also bought a box of matches.
Hey, I was going to grab that next.
It's funny. You forget all these little things. So that's go ahead.
It's like mess kit, not a big deal. $2, matches 50 cents. Oil lantern 10 cents, lantern $2.50, and of course your $3 worth of trail wrap. And
the main thing's that $150 horse.
No shit.
I mean, I guess I could give up an extra trait point or something and get like 500 more starting dollars and deck out.
Was a horse really $150? Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Horse 150, saddle 25, and saddlebags are 5.
So yeah, $180 for your horse. That gives you $70 to play with, unless you take extra money as one of your starting bonuses for using a hindrance.
Oh, a lot of money, isn't it?
Unless your character doesn't think about things like that.
You're gonna be the guy from Wild Wild West with that keeps pissing
Artemis
off
Gordon.
Yes, Artemis Gordon.
Yeah.
That needs to be your profile picture. Is Artemis Gordon. It's exactly what happened. Hey, this does this. That's not what it was supposed to do. I made an 8-ball that explodes.
Pictures here.
Say boot knife, anyone?
Boot knife.
Hey, if you're lucky, I'll even let you know when I did experiments on your equipment.
Uh-huh. Right.
The impermeable.
Where I was gonna go up, try to throw a knife at something, and the knife's gonna stick to his head. Oh, I did that so no one will take it out of your head. Good job. It's glued to my head. You won't drop it now. Good job, buddy.
Proceeds to stab him with said knife.
All right. What else?
I was just making a check here, and no, it does not track the ammo.
Yeah.
Sad face.
Did you look at everyone's hindrances and stuff, so you know what kind of madness you're getting?
Yeah, well, I was going to do that once I've got to type up all the overlays I was showing you, the cards that are going to rotate over. I've got to put in the edges and hindrances, and that was going to make a note so I can study them all, because they're going to plague me for a while learning all these things. So, Thaddeus, I figured, he did go two-fisted. Go figure.
And ambidextrous and duelist.
Face him at high noon. We won't do that, will we? Mm-hmm.
It's high noon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, someone was bound to do it.
He did it.
Yes, sir.
What's the big famous D&D group? I can't remember their name.
Critical Role.
Yes, that. I remember the time they kept on trying to get him to say it's high noon because he voiced McCree.
Oh, did he?
Other than that, I think I am complete. With the exception of the,
Your age, gender. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking at the notes. You got to work on y'all's backgrounds. Make sure your age. Yeah, gender. Everybody's human. Or human. Humans. Human.
You are the humans.
Dr. Verse, you're an old man, and all right.
Yes, he is. I older than the other.
He's a learned man. Let's put it that way. How about that?
Did you take elderly?
I didn't actually take elderly.
I say we're in the Wild West. I mean, how old can you get? 40's prime age right there.
Yeah, I would say you're lucky to get to 40. I thought,
Yeah, back then, yeah.
But the
Has your
15-year-olds
character been living in the Wild West the whole time, or is he a carpenter?
Say it again. You broke up. I lost you when you were talking.
Oh, I said y'all are assuming that the characters have all lived in the Wild West the whole time. Your character might be a carpenter from the big city. We don't know this stuff.
True.
So I've got to do all the backgrounds and worst nightmare stuff too. I'll have to think that up.
Yeah, I came up with a worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I've got it. Never mind. I've got it.
Okay. Alexander, you got your one over on your skills. You knew that?
Am I?
16.
I
I'm
thought
telling
we were adding guts for
Guts.
free.
Yeah, guts would be for free. No, that would be true.
Oh, so,
Okay.
So that's where mine went
yeah,
over.
Oh,
yeah.
we get guts for
I will
free?
fix that.
Yeah, get guts for free. Yeah. So
I
make
will
sure
fix mine.
Oh, so it should equal up to
16 then. That's what the difference is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I will fix my.
Fix it. Yep.
Let me. Can add one more.
Mm-hmm. 5 attributes. Okay, so everybody's 3. Alexander, you've only got 2 edges. 2 minors, 1
Yes,
major.
I used my extra one for an attribute point instead of a edge.
Okay. Cool. I like the way they do this character. That's cool. Now I like that. Helped me really track these guys because I'm going to be using every damn inch of my 2 screens here for Fantasy Grounds now.
So there you go, Duff. There's my worst nightmare.
All right. Let's see. I'm on tracker, and I will be running
on the stream so I can read this.
Yeah, I will be running a second instance of Fantasy Grounds that will only show a player view, so that won't be an issue, of keeping stuff up and all that now from now on. Started all the new sessions now. So,
he doesn't want us cheating and spying on stuff.
Makes it easier. I can pull stuff all up on my screen and not mess up what's going on in the overlay, honestly, is what it is. So,
yeah, dragging stuff everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
What do you need, like 2 more screens there, Duff?
Yeah, I'm running on 4.
He's got 4, yeah.
4. Man. So,
see, his thing is he doesn't have Fantasy Ground stretched across 3 screens, just 2.
No, just 2. I
need to get you. Need to change you to 4 of those and make them the all. What is it? The 36-inch ultra wides.
It's the big Dell.
Oh wow!
Yeah, big Dell that runs 4. It runs 4 separate inputs on it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's a silliness. But I've tried bigger monitors. I mean, these are all 24s. I've got a 27 one over. I changed that one, and I like it, but I don't stare at it a lot. I'll have stuff on it, but there was some time when I had the big ones, and my eyes would start hurting because it's like sitting in a movie theater to me. You can only concentrate and see so much, And so I brought my monitors back down and been more happy with it, and stretching across definitely helps, but I'm not focusing on both monitors at the same time. So
yeah, I'm wanting to go to 324s. I have 221s right now, but
I'm on 24s.
The price of just getting 3 good 24 monitors that have DVI ports at 140 hertz, and yeah,
I get them at Cost Story if you need them. So, need to know which ones they are. Just so you know, you still have to pay for shipping, but I'm just letting you. I get everything at cost. So, the perks of being in the biz.
Man. I reached out to my brother. He got a job at Best Buy. Wonder what their discount is.
Yeah, they could probably have something nice.
Because Best Buy employees get great. Actually, some things are cost plus employee discount. It's like 10% off cost. The markup on cables is stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Like the 100-foot monster cables that people pay like $150 for, cost is like $15.
If that.
Okay.
Computer hardware is actually not as marked up as you think it would be.
There's
cables.
Yeah. Hardware
cables are where they make their money.
Horrible. There's piss little markup in the business now. Piss little. So there's just
which is great for consumers. I mean,
yeah. Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Sent you the thing. Oh, it's sent too. Oh well, they both work.
Okay.
No, I emailed you over my the 1080p version.
Okay, I'll hop on my. Which am I either one of them? Which one you prefer?
Here we go. Well, you can use the bottom one. It's just that it has a watermark.
I can zoom in on.
Just needs the face.
Yeah, it's really going to be going to the face.
Yeah, I'll take the face of the bottom one.
That's fine if that's what you want. Yeah, let me play around with her a little bit, and I can do use a little of the Photoshop corrector. I really love
Oh,
that,
actually,
and it works wonderful.
I could probably get rid of that.
Play around with
as
it a
much
little
as
bit.
as much as I hate doing that, I could definitely get rid of that watermark.
Yeah, I know. The portrait, it needs to be a 200 by 200 square.
That's fine. Oh,
Okay.
I can do that for you.
Yeah. Yo, Matt. Well, we are somewhat kind of done drawing up at least 4 of them. They're, outside of I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But we have, here's a summary. I don't know how much that's going to show. Oh, you can't really see it. I'll bring it down here so you can see it on Fantasy Grounds. And on Twitch, we have 4 of the characters. They have got their attributes 6, because you raised one of your attributes, and Amaya, you raised one of your attributes too, or not? Because you've got 6.
Yeah, I need you to look it over to make to double check with me, because I'm pretty sure I might be off by.
You're off by 1 of your attributes. Now, Alexander, you raised one of yours, so that's why you've got 6, right?
That's why I have 6 attributes and only 2 edges.
Yeah. Okay. So you're off. You're on. You've got 6 attributes. You're over by 1.
So I just have to drop one down to 4, or just 1 down in general.
1 down in general. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we have, Matt? We have got Amai is playing her badass Spanish American butt kicker, cowgirl. We have let's see, Alexander Anderson, our blessed. That's really all. It's really just not like a preacher, right? Or is it? What are you really?
Catholic priest.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Preaching the gospel to the heathens out in the Wild West. And then we have Thaddeus Walker, our bounty hunter, 2-gun kid. And then we have Dr. Ivan Versailles, our gadgeteer, mad scientist so far.
And we still have 1 to go.
And
And it'll be a Kaz something or other.
Yes. Yeah, I've got to get with Jack. Ooh.
So we have a pastor with us.
Yeah, Gary, your first one's going to work better. Basically, you got to look at as I'm going to be cutting out everything, but it's basically I'm looking for a headshot. And when I mean portrait headshot, it's basically I'm zooming in. It's really the face area. So the first one, Gary, will work. You just, you can't see your face, but that's, I'm going to zoom in on the upper part of the body. The second one is
I am wearing the Stetson, so.
And that's fine. But the second one, it's going to be, how big is this image? Let me see. I can zoom in, if I get in and zoom in closer to his face, that's fine. I think your other one works better, but that's just me.
I'll keep looking, but, we'll see.
I know what you're looking for. If I see a few I've got pulled up, I'll send them over to you, because I have several that I've been cropping and running to. But anyway, Matt, so that's we're missing Jack. I'm gonna type these up and send them over to him to see if we get a response from him. Hopefully he said in his message to me that he was definitely in. He just he'll step away until we start up, but hopefully we did not lose him. So he was looking forward to getting in some more RP, and with this group, it's going to be all over the place, but I like it. I like it. So I think everybody is good. Novice, 2 minors, a major. What is this? I got another.
I sent another one.
Yeah, I've got that one too. So I've got him. So let me, what I'll do is let me crop a few, and then I'll send them over to you, and you just which one you think he looks better. Okay. Off the image. I'll do the work on it. It's easy to do, cropping them. No. All right. So, Thaddeus, you're good. So Versailles. So we're going to play off of, you're going to have ability to carry a 2 or 3 gadgets at a time, but they are going to, if they carry over sessions and all that, they will then be affected for breakage and misfires. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. Was there any other questions, folks?
I'm just about to send you the 200 by 200.
Okay. I can export these out and send them back to y'all if you want, just so you can read up on it if you need them for your fantasy grounds. If not, then let's work more on some of the backstory stuff just so we have that. And you can send that over to me if you want in a message, and then I'll copy it and pull it into the character sheet on the notes tab. I'll just put it in background, whatever it may be.
For backstory, is there? I know we're in the Wild West, but I know also there's supernatural beings that can be in the setting. Are we going to have some supernatural in the setting in the campaign, or is it more straight just bandits and so on?
It is the Weird West. So
Okay,
all
so some
of
supernatural.
the above. Well, yeah. So if y'all have, so hopefully you haven't read the DM side of the books.
No.
Okay. Okay. So do not, so that you understand. Well, because there's some of the storyline, some of the stuff that's going on. Yeah. So Matt's correct, and Matt's saying in chat. So yes, there's lots of supernatural that you will run into, that you're experiencing. I will, by your backstories, and while we'll lay out, we'll promise to put together a little bit of kind of a history as you meet your rail boss Praetorius. Go figure.
I should have named my character Thaddeus Winchester.
It could be whatever you want them. If you want to be Thaddeus. So yes, there is all sorts of shenanigans going on, and that's if you. If y'all, I think everybody's at least had the ability to look over the PDF for Deadlands, and yeah. So Matt, Matt, you need to stick around because this boy is going to be lost for several sessions. I already know it. As we're learning everything, but so you'll get hired. There's going to be some tasks to accomplish, and first couple of sessions and all that will definitely be filling everything out and understanding the rule set. And I'm thinking that this one shot that they have that was created was a free one. We'll run it to play and kind of is like a session 0. All right.
To get used to our characters.
Yeah, and for me to get under making sure I'm pulling the rules right. And then, it's basically laying out also the RP side and kind of building some of that. And then we'll move into one of the modules that I've got it was one that Corey was running for us way back when he introduced me to the game several years ago. And so I've got it, and we'll start it off. And then they've got these huge, longer campaigns that will filter through to some degree as I become more comfortable with it, because I do want some of it to be free flowing. And then I'm trying to get myself away from being strictly adhering to the module, because then I think that has shown to me and everybody that it definitely makes it harder for when you guys want to venture out of the sandbox a little bit, and then I'm like, I'm in Lossville. So no, you got to go back, and I don't want to have that happen. But so I can get more comfortable with this is, I'm not scared about playing this setting at all. I just want to make sure that I understand the rules well enough so that it can make it engaging enough. I'm not sure if I'm making total sense there, but there's lots going on with this setting that you will get revealed to you over time. Now,
there is a question that I had too.
Go ahead.
This in my under the combat, it says AP1 next to my guns. What is that? Is that like action?
Armor piercing.
Armor piercing. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Amai, now you just raised your skills up, Amai, by 1. What did you do here?
Wait, no, I didn't. I brought down 1.
You brought down your attributes, but you got your skills went.
The cost of one of your skills probably went up for lowering the attribute.
Oh, so you're gonna have to drop one of your skill points. That's what it is, because you went. Yeah, you're at 17 right now.
There we go. Did that help?
No, it dropped it 2 down. Oh, because you were up and over. That's why you were up and over. So you're back to 15. You've got one of the other ones you can raise up to your die level. That one was one above your die. That's why it was costing 2.
Oh yeah, because I changed my smarts down to 6 instead of 8.
Yeah.
So I brought down that one. Okay.
So you've got.
Hey, she's smarter than me.
That's not saying much, folks. But there you go. Okay. Good. 5, 16, 3, 5, 16, 3, 5, 16, 3. Alexander is 6, 16, and 2 because he took a different point system. Okay. They look good. Wonderful. Now I can tackle all this in the overlay and put this together. This is going to be fun. I know I'm going to be totally wigging out for a while, so you'll have to bear with me. But I am really looking kind of forward to this. So, yeah. Any other questions? So we got cams. Everybody's got their cams. And over time, I think I was teasing Gary somewhat, but just want to make sure we can see your pretty faces on the cam and hear you. We'll test that session before the first session we run. We'll probably, maybe the one shot we'll definitely get on because I'm going to be setting up the those images on. We're going to start off with Discord. But I'm probably will switch over to Zoom, but I got to pay for it. I'm just going to get to the first of the year, then I'm actually going to put it on my company. My company's going to.
Why not just use
Discord? You mean?
No, the one that we used for.
What Josh and them use? It's something similar to that. Zoom one is a real popular one too. I've seen it before. They're all the same. So I might switch over. Might go back and look at them because I think his is free. I wasn't sure if there was limitations though. Yeah. See, most of the streamers are using Zoom just because of the quality. I hadn't played with Josh's, and maybe he's using it because I wasn't sure if there was a limit on the quality of the stream coming in or not. I'll reach out to Josh and ask him. So because if it works, we use it. Yeah, y'all use it. You use it on his game, and I used it when I've come in and played with y'all before. So, but that's what we'll probably move to because Discord is a little quirky. Found out with the Halloween game that when I minimize it,
every time you check a message,
I know it freezes everybody. No, can't happen. Okay, gents and lady, thank you very much. Amai, we will miss you. I think. Do we have enough for Friday's game now?
I don't know. I
okay.
think it's 4 people.
I did tell you that I'd pick up if you needed somebody.
Well, we'll need one. I'm just trying to see Friday sign up. Robert wants to play. Shep is going to play. I haven't heard from Moondog, and I haven't heard from The Light. And Matt, I think Matt said he was going to be on the game. So there's 3 that there. Who's Thaddeus? Oh, that's you. Okay, that's you. Okay, you changed your name. Okay, sorry. Okay. So I may have to, Matt, you're in. Good. Thank you. So it's 3 at least. Let me reach out to the other 2 goobers or find somebody else, at least 4. At least we can play with it and have a little fun that night, Friday night. And then I'm silent until the first of the year. And then we'll back on it. All right, you guys and gal, go enjoy the rest of your week. I will get this all typed up. Any other questions, yell at me. And we'll have some fun when we get started the first of the year on this game. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
I'm having fun now watching dice blow up.
Hold on a second. What's that, Anderson?
I'm building all the negatives into my rolls. That way I don't have to remember what levels everything is. Because I have negative to my rolls based on...
oh my gosh.
Oh, you're doing it right now on your track? I gotcha. Okay.
Yes, and my powers, because novice powers are a -2 to my roll. I think, what is it? To check the other ones, I think goes up to -3 and then -6. Or
-2 per rank, so it's 2, 4, 6, I think.
2, 4, 6, okay. And it's what, novice, seasoned, veteran? Let me just look. -2 per rank, yes. So 2, 4, 6. Okay. Let me just go through and add all those in real quick.
Oh, you're fine. I'll leave the table up until everybody disconnects and hang out.
Cool.
And he did say guts was linked to spirit, right?
That's correct.
And then it's the roll plus your grit.
Put your adds to your grit. Your grit adds to the 1 right now. I think to everybody's 1 on grit. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So how does that go up, or does it ever go up?
From what Dersh was saying, the grit will go up after
Like advancements?
you see it. After you see more nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
As you get
see.
used to it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. As you become more, I guess.
Fun.
Yes, it will. Matt's already saying, yeah. Commonplace, the crap that you see, you're able to keep your lunch down better. So,
as you become accustomed to it.
that's right. Acclimatized.
Hey, look, there's a bunch of guts. Three times later, hey, look, there's a bunch of guts. Cool.
Kick some dirt on it, cover it up, and move on.
Oh man.
Gonna be fun. Scares the hell out of me, but I'll figure it out. So
It's gonna be fun jumping between personalities.
yeah, that's actually it is for you.
I have the silly girl on Wednesdays who's afraid of boys.
She's in both Savage Worlds games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna bring out my childhood Puerto Rican self, except translated into a Mexican. It's gonna be great. It might get really loud.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
What's that? My God, was that a?
You exploded.
It exploded
like 10 times.
He exploded.
That's awesome.
A 28 on his swimming roll. So basically, he became Aquaman for a brief moment, and
swim? No, I'm just gonna walk on that water.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. Then I got to remember and keep track of all that when things explode and how many over the die. And that's okay. So I'll get there. So hopefully Fantasy Grounds will help me with that. Plus all of y'all will.
I think it does.
It does. I've got the target and the scores down here. I've got the cards, the deck of cards, and then I've got the adventure deck, but I'm not quite sure how you randomize the adventure deck like he does for y'all in East Texas. You can randomize the pull of the card.
I think it's an automatic thing.
See, or he does it from the. Actually, he does it from the player's port. I mean, the character sheet. I thought.
I thought I saw something about adventure cards on the combat tracker when I was building my.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, let me see. So put Ivan over here, and then gonna remove the white chip. Yep. All right.
So how are we going to do the drawing for chips? Because I was reading, normally you put them in a hat.
There's a thing that automatically draw it because I tested to see if the Lucky actually added the extra.
Okay.
It's I believe that effects action. Oh, there's action cards. So deal to all, but what if I just want to deal one? I've got to play around with this interface. I can right mouse. So when I want to award random fate chips. So and come over to you, and I can say, I want to award a random fate chip to. Yeah, so you got 2 whites and a red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red chips are bad. Blue ones are better.
I actually need to look up how one of my That just works because I can just use a chip to heal someone, but does it actually, if I use a red chip for that, does it count as giving you a chip back?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can trigger. You can choose to use the red chips as a white chip.
That's the thing. If I use it as a white chip, it doesn't give you the thing, and I can use any chip to heal someone.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. I get one. You betcha. This is so cool. I'm trying to learn this interface now. It's like using Fantasy Grounds all over again.
Yeah. Yes, because the red chips give you a chip, but if you use them as the white use, they don't.
That's right. Correct.
So my thing lets me use any chip to use greater heal. If I declare a red chip as a white chip to use that power, how does that?
Then I don't get it. You just have you just unfortunately so yeah, the red chip is on it. It's the bad part, but if you declare it for that particular, since you have the ability to declare it, then done. I guess why would you not? Why? So the red chip
gives a plus 2
6
as well.
As a plus 2. Oh, I thought it was so it's not the die roll, right? It's yeah. Cool. All right. What else here we've got? Menu. What is also my menu here? Add to tracker, effects. Do we have an effects table? Yeah, there it is.
Yes, we do.
And where is that? Okay, cool.
It should have the same icon in the
It does. I just hadn't pulled it up yet, so to see what the difference. Wow, a whole bunch of stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
And thankfully for me, it keeps track of the raised version as well. So if I get a raise on my prayers, I can find.
Okay, cool. Modifiers. Oh, awesome. So called shot, headshot, pushing, 3-round burst.
Oh wow, those are a lot of things we're gonna have to use too.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Unfortunately, I don't have to worry about the offhand attack modifier.
Well, because you're two weapon fisted or two whatever.
I'm ambidextrous and two-fisted.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have two fists too. You think you're special?
I have a colander on my head, so screw you all.
Colander, oh my god. Oh, funny.
But oh my god, that would be a perfect picture. Hold on.
Oh no. Oh no. This is cool. All right. So
wow, look at that parry. Holy crap.
Ooh, what's that?
It's only for melee. Yeah, I'm still at 2 to hit from range, but
4 to hit, sir.
Or 4 to hit, sorry.
Plus and minus for distance and cover and lighting.
oh, that's so cool.
Oh god. No. I found the perfect one. This is exactly what I needed. Here.
Oh my god.
Where is it? There it is.
Matt, did you ever get an answer to your question you posted? I think it was on Facebook about trying to find players and all that. Did you ever get any responses? I meant to respond back to you. I do. All mine have been found on Reddit so far, but I have taken just the new Lost Mines game. It took me 3 posts of renewing the post every couple of weeks before I finally got enough answers. That was going to be my answer.
Definitely check your Discord. That will be my picture.
Oh my god.
Oh, please share with the class.
Oh, you know what it is. Oh my lord. This is his. Oh my god. Here, hold on a second.
We're not allowed to post pictures in the chat or else I would have shared mine.
It is.
Oh.
Hold on. I gotta put it in Fantasy Grounds here. Let me go find my Yeah, Matt. So just repost, man. You give it a couple weeks, and it's been me for Reddit, the LFG, Fantasy Grounds. The other ones, they're strictly. I know because you're posting for other. You're not. It's more offhand games. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but non-5e based. Different rule sets and all that. And I think Reddit's going to be your best spot for that.
I'm so waiting to see the rule set that he does play converted. Oh my.
So I want to put that's in the wrong folder. Fantasy Grounds, campaigns. Let's see. Territory trails, images. All right. So here is our new yes, folks. That is what he chose as his new player portrait.
Oh, dear God.
Still loading. So fitting.
Oh man.
Wait. I don't see it anywhere.
It should be. I just sent you an image. Shared you an image.
Oh yes.
There you go. We know it well. We know it well.
Oh my
Our
goodness.
ghost busting days. All right. Any other questions? Anybody else to work on? Are we good to go for the moment? You still working on yours?
So for some of my things, it says range smarts. So is that just what my range is? Is
Your
what
smarts?
my smarts?
How smarticles you are.
So I guess you get 4 tiles if you have a 4 smart.
That's what I'm figuring. Because most of them say touch, and then all my ranges are based on smarts. It looks like, which seems weird. 4 smarts times 2. One just says smarts X.
Power of your mind to affect everybody. Is that basically what it's saying then? Like an area of effect?
I guess.
What it sounds
That's
like
how
to
it
me.
work.
Are you making sure that those powers are actually available to the blessed? Because you don't get to use every.
Nah, I pulled them off the thing listed for the
Oh, okay. Is there an actual thing by class?
Yes, if you go to what is it, Quick Links in the DLR hand guide, they have a available powers by arcane back, and it pulls them up. But when I look at some of these, some of them say no visible effect, so I'm not sure if that's
No,
right.
it just means there's no default.
Yeah, some of these are touch, some are based on smarts, and some actually have a
Arranged them. Yeah.
I see some pretty cool vehicles.
this range is special.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I am good as well. I was looking for a way to build the effects into my powers, but I don't see one where I can do it.
It's wonky how they do it in this one versus Fantasy Grounds. There's not like an effects button.
Yeah, I'll just have the effect
I've got
so
one.
drag and drop.
So,
One in the powers. Like the powers themselves don't have a
way
in
to
Fantasy
drag an
Grounds,
effect over in it. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to take some dramatic
Getting
task.
used to.
Yeah. Wanting to add it in. Cool. Ro, I got your email. I just saw it.
Okay.
I will.
So the whole background, worst nightmare, all that fun stuff, we can just input at our own, like on our own. There's
Yeah,
nothing-
work on it. You just are, yeah.
Okay.
And if we need to load up or you want to PM it to me, and I'll copy it in and put it in there, or you can add it in when you're ready to. We start the first sessions and go through introductions, and everybody we RP that out and have fun with it, getting the characters all in play and things like that.
Sure.
This group, you've watched them enough, but these guys have got no problem going down that road and having fun with it. So, I can't wait.
Oh yes.
Wait with anticipation to see what they
I also
do.
love falling into that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So
Yeah.
I guess my other question would be: is Dr. Ivan going to be?
Gonna be what? You cut off.
Is he going to be bouncy?
I don't know. Do we get wishes in this one?
I do.
I figured he'd have himself a pogo stick or something.
That is beneath him.
No, who needs a horse
Neutrino
when you have a
verse-
pogo stick?
He's going to create one. So he'll figure out a way. Oh. Well, you create an effect there. It looks like deflection, raise at attack, negative. Will that work?
I pulled it out of the effects table and clicked it on accident, but yeah, it should work.
Okay.
Basically, it should add a -4 modifier to any rolls against me or whoever I bless with that. So I'll just have to I'll make room for the effects table somewhere on my screen so I can just have it up.
All right.
Duff, I have a question. How does power stacking work? Could somebody have deflection from multiple sources put on?
I I'll ask, but I would think it would be the same thing like with an advantage or disadvantage. Once you have it, you have it. Unless would it be something that's a deflection from a different type of power or something that from what? Goof Maximus, we appreciate the sub. Thank you very much for the prime sub.
If they get a energy shield from the mad scientist, can he just pray on top of that and they get divine blessings as well? How does that work?
I don't know.
Because I know in D&D you normally can't stack same buffs even if they're from different classes, but
yeah, I think this right now. As we get clarification on it, I think would play it the same way. That you've got the buff, you get the buff. It's not a stackable type deal. So. Goofus, thank you very much.
It's so much fun.
Yep. This game Deadlands will start up on, what did we say, the 7th of January? No.
Cool.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Yep. We have one more character to roll up for the group, and then they will be ready to go. And Tuesday
first
nights,
Monday in January.
Yeah, that Tuesday we'll be doing Waterdeep Heist. And then Wednesdays is our Savage World East Texas. And then Friday, Thursday still Deadbeats until they finish out of the Abyss. If we can ever just get back to a regular schedule, unfortunately, plus some Blackmore Society games that will be running on and off on the channel and on the Blackmore Twitch channel. And then Friday nights will be the beginners, Lost Minds of Fandelver, and bring in some new cohorts. But actually, Eric's going to be playing that in a Mai, so he wanted to play. So even though he's not really a beginner newbie to D&D, but
he's hilarious on Wednesdays. We've been having such a great time.
Yeah. And he's contributed to the channel, so I'm sure, and he can help bring the other 4 that are definitely. We have a 14-year-old that will be playing.
Oh, that's great!
So we have a hard PG game on Friday nights. So yeah. Free Walker.
What a nice change.
Yeah, Brian brought him over and he wanted to play, so he's rolled himself up a half-orc ranger. So we'll see how. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so he's looking forward to that group. 3 of them will play on the cameras. 2 of them don't want to, so we'll have a half and half type game and see if we can convert them over. But that's the schedule coming up for 2019 right now. Until I can get another DM or 2 to pick up some games. I'd like to try to get somebody, over on the other side of the ocean to run something for the Europeans, but we'll get there. So
No, the time zones, it's hard.
Well, I was chatting with Matt, talking about the postings and all that. I had a handful of people wanting to play that were from over in England, over in Europe, somewhere, in that, Greenwich Mean Time setup. And I couldn't handle it. I can't run a game right now that early. Later on I might, but they couldn't play in the late night game here. So I was like, I just lost a whole set of people, but we'll get there.
Over on the Dwellers, we have one, soon to be two, that are over there in England.
Yeah, well, you watch Tom. Sometimes you'll catch him falling asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think it's like 3 a.m. for him over there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 6 hours.
And then, we are going. The other Michelle is going to be.
Yep, she's moving. That's what Josh said. She's going over there. Yeah, deck of jokers.
So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep, she'll be
Where's she going
English
to?
time. I'm not
Don't know.
sure. I just know that she's not going to be too far away from Tom, like area wise, because her job's her new job starts right in that area. So
got it. Well, hopefully she'll do well then. Enjoy it. Yeah, that's right, Matt. There's no shortage of player. Well, there's people that playing. It was really interesting. It was taking me a while to fill out the beginner game. I was kind of surprised, but they're still there.
Well,
they're just
because it's a beginner game. A lot of people that want to play have already played
some,
and
yeah.
So
but I took a few that hadn't done the actual module. So, but we'll see. But I definitely would like to try to get a game for some over there. It'd be like fun to try to play them and have the difference of vocabulary and attitude and stuff like that and play. So, all right, folks, unless y'all have got anything else, we're good to go. I will get the rest of the overlays built, and let me reach out with Jack to see confirmation that he is in and get his character done up ahead of time. Hopefully, maybe during, I'm going to be very hard to get a hold of between Christmas and New Year's, the projects I'm on. But outside of that, then we'll ramp up. That's why I didn't want to start right after New Year's, because I knew I was going to have to decompress from the project that I'm going to get ramp up right at Christmas time. So, and then we'll see how well we get this game system together. So, but it should be fun.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, y'all go enjoy the rest of your week, or if I don't talk to y'all beforehand, have definitely a safe and happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and all that. And then we will get together. I'll reach out with just a few other small little tidbits in the private room before the end of the year for y'all. So cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Steph.
All right, guys, gal, y'all be good.
Yep,
Viewers.
thanks.
Yep. We're off here. So everybody else, Matt, yourself, Goofus, if for anybody who's watching, definitely enjoy the rest of the holidays. And family and friends, all the good stuff, the fun stuff, and play a few extra games. We're going to try to run one Friday night with a few people for a Christmas one shot. If I can find I need one more player, one or two actually, to fill out 9th level players for a semi-Christmas one shot. And then we'll be silent until first of the year, 2019. So y'all be good. Take care. We're going to head out of here and get some other stuff done. We'll see y'all later.